So I have two kinds of switches. On my left is the Kailh switch, and on my right hand is the Gateron switch. Both of these switches are brown switch, which means that they are tactile, but they don't have the clicky sound of the blue switch. This is I think for me, this is the best kind of switch because you can feel the bump on the switch itself, but there's no clicky sounds. So to open the switch, I use my tweezers. You can use any pointy or sharp object. Then you just jam the tweezer on the plastic tabs and force it to open. Be careful not to poke yourself. I poked myself several times. So opening the switch, you can see the stem of the switch, the housing on the switch, and the spring of the switch. This is the housing of the switch, and the spring, the stem. Now the Kailh switch works by the tactile part of the Kailh switch works with a bump that pushes the another plastic piece inside, and that will turn on the switch. And the mechanism differs with the Gateron switch. Now to loop the switch, just take a little bit of loop on a paintbrush. Try to use a small paintbrush so that the brush itself can go inside the tiny pieces of the switch. So to lube it, I just loop anything that has plastic with plastic contact, like the housing. I try to loop the surrounding plastic, the spring that gets in contact with the plastic, the spring itself too. Then also the stem. Don't loop the top part of the stem because I think it will get too looped up. Just loop the bottom part of stem where plastic gets in contact with the other plastic. Try to loop up the sides of the stem. Oh, and don't try to use too much loop because if you get too much loop on this switch, then it will sound really weird. Just use enough. Don't use too little, don't use too much. And the top housing, just loop the sides of the housing. Now to assemble the switch back, you can see the flat part of the top housing. You can match it with the bottom housing that has the gap in it. Just push it back in and hear the click. If it clicks, then it's correctly put back together. And that's for the Kailh switch. Now for the Gateron switch, it's quite similar, but the Kailh switch we only have one plastic tab, but the Gateron switch has two plastic tabs separated. Two separate plastic tabs, and I prefer to lift it up by tilting my tweezers sideways, just opening it. Be careful not to use too much force, then this time, and the spring will fly out. So the Gateron switch has a different operating system operating system than a Kailh switch. The Gateron switch uses metal contacts. So same like the Kailh switch, you loop everything that has plastic with plastic contact. To assemble the Gateron switch, same like the Kailh, you need to see the gap and the flat part of the top and bottom housing, and just clip it back on. There. So you just loop your Kailh and Gateron switches. So here's a simple sound test on the looped and unlooped Gateron and versus Kailh switch. The Q and A button is the Kailh switches, the Q is the unlooped Kailh switch, and the A is the looped Kailh switch. The W and S is the Gateron switch, the W is the unlooped Gateron switch, and the S is the looped Gateron switch.